we all age. It's a part of life. We know that. But knowing when an aging parent may need long-term care is very important. 7 in 10 adults will need long-term care at some point. Joining us now is Ashra Dunker. She's a community liaison for Griswold West Houston. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I mean, so Griswold is an assisted living facility, long-term care.
We're actually a home care company that comes in with sitter services. So if you have family members or parents that possibly need any type of assistance that's not medical. So a little bit of help with laundry, a little bit of help with going to doctor's appointments, meal preparations, things like that. We can come in and be extra set of hands.
Yeah, okay, so this is good to know. So you're in a good position to, I'm sure you guys see and work with a lot of families to basically recognize, because I think a lot of us realize parents aren't going to ask you for the help necessarily, and sometimes they may feel like they don't need it. They can do, and they don't want to bother their adult children who are busy with their lives with their grandchildren.
Yes.
So, lots of people are getting together over the holidays. What are some things that, might be a good indication if I'm trying to pick it up on my own that mom or dad may need some help?
Well, that's a great question. So some things that, especially during the holidays, like if you have a family member that always bakes those cookies or decorates and always just goes a little bit of the extra mile, and you're noticing that maybe they're not doing that. Maybe they're used to being social and they're not so social. The house isn't quite the way it normally is. They're forgetting medications, even bills, and they're not paying those. These are little tiny indicators that they might need some kind of assistance.
Yeah.
Which is hard to have that conversation with parents, but if you broach it to them, like, if you want a little bit of extra help, we can slowly start the process and have the conversation with them.
Yeah, and then that is also key, because it's interesting. We're not talking about having a nurse come in like 3 times a day or 3 times a week. Like, it might just be somebody to help with housekeeping.
Housekeeping, meal preparations. Sometimes you have mom and dad that live at home by themselves, and mom's petite, and you don't want dad to fall. So we're just that extra preventative care, so we don't have to go to the hospital. And then sometimes mom's just really busy and wants to cook, but dad needs to go to a doctor's appointment, or he wants to play cards with somebody. We're those extra hands as well.
So then, do you have any advice for sort of talking to parents who may feel self-conscious or may think, I don't need that help?
Having that conversation, either if you feel comfortable doing it yourself, or we can come in and have a conversation and just let them know how we can assist them. By taking them to the grocery store or helping with that load of laundry, and cleaning and doing those other things. But keep in mind, we also do medication reminders. So if you notice that mom and dad may be slipping up, and we can just be like, hey, here's some, it's time to take that medicine.
Right.
Just to help them stay independent versus having to go somewhere.
Yeah, all very good ideas. And with some of those things like transportation help and grocery store help, maybe that's a gift.
Yeah.
That you package it as a gift. Okay, so we appreciate your help. We're going to link you guys to Griswold on click2houston.com under this story. We appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much, Haley.